Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has suggested that Paul Pogba could sign a new contract. Solskjaer insists that Paul Pogba is happy at Manchester United and we've held talks over his future. Paul Pogba got voted Player of the Month for January. Now, Paul Pogba's brother, Matthias, came out not so long ago and he said, we must sell Paul Pogba during the summer if we are to get the money. Because he said that Paul Pogba's got no intentions of signing a new contract. He says we could lose him for nothing in 2022. Now, it said a few weeks ago that Paul Pogba was considering making a U-turn at the club. And it said he contradicted his agent, Mino Raiola, for the second time. So yeah, there is a chance that Paul Pogba will stay at the club, potentially past the summer. He has had a long-running transfer saga. In recent weeks, he's been linked with a move to PSG. Mino Raiola has been talking with PSG and said a few weeks ago that Mauricio Pochettino identified Paul Pogba as his top target. There's also been narratives of him possibly going back to Juventus. Paul Pogba did endure 4 good years with Juventus and swap deals have been high on the agenda, and he's been relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. Now, not so long ago, Fabrizio Romano gave us an update on Paul Pogba's future, like he updated you on, and he said that Paul Pogba's transfer away from Man United is still on the cards because Mino Raiola had been planning a move for Paul Pogba next summer. Mino Raiola made an announcement back in December saying that his client's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. You know, Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Don't forget, earlier on this season, Paul Pogba was out with an ankle injury. He was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. But I think most of his performances have been very, very good since he came back from that ankle injury he had earlier on in the season. Don't forget, earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. When we have been playing Paul Pogba recently, we've been putting him in an advanced role. But Solskjaer said earlier on this season, didn't he, that Pogba can be convinced to stay at the club if the club win trophies. Paul Pogba's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Don't forget, during the last international break, like I've updated you before, Paul Pogba made quite a few comments saying like, this season has been the most difficult period in his career. He was saying like playing for France is a breath of fresh air. And reflects on them comments, he did get criticised, and also the France manager Didier Deschamps was talking a lot about him. This is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. He's made over 100 appearances in all competitions. He's won 3 trophies at the club. That's the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. Don't forget we had Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. So yeah, Solskjaer says we have a good open dialogue with Paul. But yeah, I think his future is on hold until the end of the season. Now, I want to give you some more news on Jadon Sancho. So, we face transfer competition for Sancho from Chelsea, because it now says Chelsea have entered the race to get Sancho in the summer transfer window. Now, Bild have already said that Borussia Dortmund have reduced their asking price to £88 million for Sancho. Sport 1 did say not so long ago that Borussia Dortmund were relying on Jadon Sancho's sale, because it obviously said that Dortmund have to be forced to lower their demands, because it said they was expecting losses of around £88 million because of the coronavirus pandemic. And Dortmund have said that they're expecting Sancho to leave in the summer. Now, earlier on this season, Sancho did make an admission saying that he has endured a difficult season with Dortmund, but he said he was happy to be back among the goals. The Borussia Dortmund CEO explained why he'd been struggling, because he was expected to join us last summer. Not so long ago, Woodward and Joe Glazer had a row over Sancho. This is Jadon Sancho's 4th season with Borussia Dortmund. Analysing the vast majority of his career at Dortmund, he has been very, very consistent. He's got a contract with Dortmund till 2023. Borussia Dortmund paid just £8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. He enjoyed a couple of years at Man City, but he left Manchester City because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. Before he was at City, he was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. Sancho was our number 1 priority target last summer. Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. We was reluctant to meet their valuation. Like I said, £108 million was far too much. I still probably think that £88 million is too much. I think he's probably worth from between 60 to 70 million pounds. But yeah, Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga, and so too has Bild's Christian Falk. Said a few times last summer though that the personal terms had been agreed and the agent fees had been agreed and even a contract had been agreed. And we was willing to offer Jadon Sancho the number 7 shirt, but don't forget Dortmund made it clear to us last summer that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player, and we obviously missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But it also recently said that we ended our interest in Sancho because of the form of Amad Diallo Traore. And it actually said that we've identified our 2 top targets for the summer transfer window, and that is Jules Koundé from Sevilla and Erling Haaland from Borussia Dortmund. Now, like I said to you yesterday, this year's summer transfer window is very important for Manchester United because we do need to make more signings. And it's very imperative that Woodward backs Solskjaer in the summer transfer window, because I don't think Solskjaer has been backed enough by the board so far. Solskjaer has endured 4 transfer windows so far as permanent Man United manager. And Woodward has promised quite a few times that, he will back Solskjaer. He did say towards the end of last year that he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. And even when we was enjoying them bad periods under Solskjaer, Woodward came out and assured that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job was safe. Yeah, we did have a disappointing January transfer window because we only saw one arrival, and that was Amad Diallo Traore. But Solskjaer did say, didn't he, a few times during the January transfer window that he wasn't expecting any signings. He said the same thing on deadline day. But he did say, more fringe players could leave, which they did. So to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's credit, he has got rid of a lot of the deadwood now since he got recommended in. But yeah, I think we'll make signings in the summer. I'm expecting us to make around 2, 3, maybe even 4 signings. I've already given you the 3 areas where Man United need to strengthen up. I think we need a striker, we need a world-class midfielder, and we also need a centre-half. I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made good signings as Man United manager. He has spent over £200 million at the club. In the summer of 2019, he recommended Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January of last year, he recommended Bruno Fernandes in and Odion Ighalo in on loan. And in the summer transfer window of last year, he recommended Donny van der Beek in, Alex Telles, Edison Cavani and Facundo Pellistri. And obviously the deal was agreed for Amad Diallo Traore last October. I'm expecting more players to leave Manchester United in the summer. Like I said, there's still a chance Paul Pogba will leave. We could possibly let Matic go in the summer because, Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders. Matic has enjoyed some good games as a Man United player, but I've always had reservations about him, and Matic has always been a slow player. Matic has been at the club now over 3 years. We got Matic in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Juan Mata, he's another player that could depart the club in the summer. I think Juan Mata's current contract expires in June. I think Juan Mata's had a good career at Man United. Juan Mata's been at the club now over 6 years. He's made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 50 goals. Earlier on this season, Juan Mata rejected an £18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. We got Juan Mata in a deal worth, £40 million from Chelsea back in 2014, and Juan Mata was also a good player at Chelsea. So yeah. He said not so long ago that we was willing to let 8 players go in the summer to complete our squad overhaul. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made very, very good progress in the last year or so at Manchester United. Because obviously performances have been improving, players have been improving. We've been very, very good away from home. Reflect on that draw with Arsenal not so long ago. We set a new club record. We are unbeaten in our last 18 Premier League away games. We was 13 unbeaten in the Premier League. until obviously Sheffield United had beaten us. Obviously, I'm Ollie in. I was still Ollie in when we lost to Sheffield and drew with Arsenal, because a couple of disappointing results aren't going to change my perception on him. But we're made up for them two disappointing results, with that 9-0 win against Southampton. We are record breakers. It was the first time we'd scored 9 goals since the 9-0 win against Ipswich back in 1995. That's 26 years ago. We do deserve credit for sticking with Solskjaer, because, Solskjaer could have easily have been sacked as Manchester United manager, because we have endured bad periods under him. As far as I'm aware, at the moment, there has been no discussions over getting him a new contract at the club. I think Solskjaer's got around 18 months left on his current contract. But with what I've seen in recent months, I've been saying Solskjaer's been in the old Man United back. And we have been getting glimpses of the Sir Alex Ferguson era, because we have come from behind in a lot of games this season, and we did that a lot under Sir Alex Ferguson. And I can assure Solskjaer's going to be given at least another season at Manchester United, and that will be his third full season. This is his second full season at the moment. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. Because we haven't won a trophy now for 4 years. And there's 3 trophies that we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can also win the Europa League. It would be a remarkable achievement if we did win the Premier League. After the 2-1 loss to Sheffield and after the 0-0 draw with Arsenal, a lot of United fans were disregarding the title, but I think some United fans' perceptions changed after we beat Southampton 9-0. If we don't win the title this season, we'll win another title at some point, maybe next season, maybe the next couple of seasons. Solskjaer is taking one game at a time. He's not mentioning the title race. It's the best thing to do, really. He's not getting ahead of himself. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for 8 years. But yeah, I'd say, we are in a very, very good position. We are sitting second in the league. Reflecting now on Solskjaer's been at the football club, he has gained some managerial experience. He's learnt quite a bit on the job. Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Obviously, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, and before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and Solskjaer endured a very short tenure at Cardiff because his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. He got sacked from Cardiff because he ended up getting them relegated. So Solskjaer hasn't really got a proven pedigree, has he? And I think there's still a few things Solskjaer's got to do at the football club, like I've already been through with you. I think he's got to identify his best 11. He's got to give Donny van de Beek more opportunities. He's got to get his selections right persistently, because he has been a lot of games at Man United where he has been tactically naive and he's made mistakes and all of that, which has cost us games. But there's also been some games where he's showed tactical flexibility. I think we've got to start beating the big sides as well, because we have struggled against the top 6 sides in the Premier League this season. Obviously, we lost 6-1 to Tottenham. We drew 2-2 with Leicester. We drew 0-0 with Liverpool. We drew 0-0 with Arsenal. We drew 0-0 with City. We drew 0-0 with Chelsea. So we've been struggling to score goals as well as, get wins against the big 6 sides in the Premier League. And people will say, you've got to beat the top 6 sides, or at least some of the top 6 sides, to be genuine title contenders. You know what I mean? But Solskjaer does deserve a lot of credit. Like I've said to you, he got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season. He's got us to the FA Cup 5th round. We do play West Ham. That will be a tough game because West Ham are enjoying a good season and David Moyes is doing well in his second spell with them. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season. Got us qualification for the Champions League. Got us 3rd place, the second highest we've finished since Ferguson, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. And I also like the way that Solskjaer has promoted the youth because he has given the young players their opportunities and he's brought more young players into the club. Now, Amad Traore made his second appearance for the under-23s recently and he got 3 assists and a goal, I think. We did beat Blackburn 6-4. It won't be too long now, though, until we see Amad Traore in the first team squad. Solskjaer said it wouldn't be long, but Solskjaer also mentioned that Joe Hugel is in line for his debut soon. We did appoint Solskjaer in as Man United manager in December 2018. Well, in his first 3 months, he was the interim manager, wasn't he? He did very, very well in that 3-month period, so we decided to give him the job permanently in March 2019. But yeah, I am seeing consistency now under Solskjaer. It's the first time I've seen consistency in a long time, to be honest with you. Don't forget Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. 3 managers have been sacked since Ferguson. That was Moyes. We sacked him after 10 months. He's enjoyed the shortest tenure at the club. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era, the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. I already given you the reasons why it didn't work out under Jose Mourinho. I think the club have made mistakes since Ferguson left, and that's one of the main explanations why I was so inconsistent for so long. Obviously Ferguson made one mistake, and that was ever recommending Moyes into the club, but the main explanation he did that is because they were both Scottish. I think a lot of the players we've brought in since Ferguson left haven't been the right calibre players for Man United. We've also overpaid for players. A lot of United fans did say we did give Solskjaer the job too early. Maybe United fans will think different now with how good we are doing. So yeah. By the way, today marks the 63rd anniversary of the Munich air disaster. We do play Everton tonight at Old Trafford. I've already given you my preview for that game, and I've already given you my starting 11 prediction. And yesterday I give you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference. We're going into this game full of confidence because we recently beat Southampton 9-0. This is going to be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 4th appearance against Carlo Ancelotti as Man United manager. We are looking to beat Everton for the 3rd time this season because we've already beaten them twice this season. Beating them in the EFL Cup quarter-final earlier on in the season 2-0 at Goodison Park. And we're beating them in the league at Goodison Park 3-1. Everton recently beat Leeds 2-1. Both games between us and Everton last season were draws, 1-1. But I think Everton have enjoyed a pretty good season. They've got a very, very good manager in Carlo Ancelotti. Like I said, Carlo Ancelotti's got a good pedigree behind him. He's won 15 major trophies in his managerial career so far. Ancelotti has been Everton manager for over a year. When Everton appointed him in, he signed a 4.5-year deal. Carlo Ancelotti has brought quite a few players in since he became Everton manager. He recently brought Joshua King in. They got him on deadline day. He's probably in line to make his full debut tonight. They got Joshua King from Bournemouth. Last year, Ancelotti brought Decore in, who's made a fantastic impact at Everton. He also brought James Rodriguez in. He's done very, very well. He also brought Ben Godfrey in. He brought Allen in last year. Allen's injured, so I think he's a doubt for tonight's game. And he also brought Olsen in on loan. He'll be in goal tonight because Jordan Pickford has got a rib injury. And he also brought that Nkundu in as well. And I think he's recently been out with injury. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he could cause us problems as well because he's a good player. He's one of Everton's key players. You know, Richie Arledson, he's a good player. Everton have also got that Bernard. They've got Alex Iwobi. They've got Sigurdsson. You know, Sigurdsson's goal-scoring record is good against us, especially during his days at Swansea. Andrea Gomez, Everton have also got him. He's sustained a few injuries as an Everton player. At one point, he had a really, really bad injury. Everton have also got Fabian Delph. Lucas Digne's a very, very good left-back. Michael Keane, I think he'll be reuniting with the club tonight, because he's a former Man United player. Everton have also got Yerry Mina. They've got Seamus Coleman as well, still plays for Everton. Everton have let quite a few players go in recent years. You know, obviously they let Idrissa Gueye go. I think he's one player they should have kept. To let Moise Keane go out on loan to PSG. They let Theo Walcott go out on loan to Southampton. You know, they let Balassi go. They let Sneijderlin go as well. Leighton Baines left them because he retired. You know, we've done business with Everton before. You know, we got Lukaku off them back in 2017. You know, Lukaku enjoyed a couple of years with us. And we got Fellaini off them back in 2013. You know, back in 2004, got Wayne Rooney in that off them. So, yeah. Before Everton had Carlo Ancelotti, they had Duncan Ferguson in on the temporary basis. Before that, they had Marco Silva. Obviously, they was very inconsistent under Marco Silva. That's the main explanation they sacked him. One point, they had Roberto Martinez. They was actually very consistent under him. At one point as well, they had Moyes. Moyes enjoyed like 11 years with Everton. But yeah, like I said, Everton's last win at Old Trafford was back in 2013. So yeah, we should be winning this game, to be honest with you. After Everton, it is West Ham in the Cup, which is going to be a tough game. But yeah, during Solskjaer's press conference, he provided us with an update on Edison Cavani. He's confirmed that Edison Cavani is available, which is good news. So I think he'll start. Edison Cavani did sustain an ankle injury in our 9-0 win against Southampton. And I did say I was hoping that the injury wasn't too severe, but that's why he did come off at half-time anyway. Solskjaer has confirmed that Eric Bailly is a doubt for this game. He's got an injury, I didn't even know until his press conference. So obviously Lindelof will keep his place in the team alongside Harry Maguire. Obviously Solskjaer mentioned Joshua King. You know, he rates Joshua King. He said he's a good signing for Everton. And obviously mentioned the 63rd anniversary of the Munich air disaster. And he wants us to obviously put a performance out to honour those, you know, that lost their lives, sadly. And by the way, tonight's game is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 100th Premier League game as manager. So anyway guys, that's everything to update with today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.